Hi, beautiful Sagittarius. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Sagittarius, this is your general reading, and I've set the time frame to around, we're more towards the end of May, but I set the time frame to around mid-May until around mid-June of 2021. So let's see what's going on for you. I'm first going to get an overall energy here start off like a foundation for your message, and then we're just going to go deeper and deeper into the message, deeper and deeper into the energy. And it's more towards the end of the reading that I have a full picture of what's going on there for you. So it's not a quick fix reading. I can't talk today. Sagittarius, let's see what's going on. Overall energy. There you go. Letting go. One more. Yes, we did. And children, which can also be your inner child, but we're starting here. Letting go. Somebody's yelling something there. I see her very vividly today. I mean, she's always there, but it's not always that I see her. Right there. There's a lady, and she's like holding her hand like that, like hello. It feels like she's shouting, or she's like trying to get somebody's attention. And she has a little bit of a funny hat, I would say. It looks like a cinnamon bun almost, sitting on top of her head. And then I see like these two people down here, like pointing to her, saying, "Do you see what she's doing? Like she's just yelling out like that." And she has a very funny cinnamon bun hat on her head. Like, who is that? So we're going to go deeper into this. I don't know if you're like making noise that other people are like a little bit like, what are they up to? What is that going on there? And thinking, it looks like you're a little bit outside of the box. Maybe you don't conform. Maybe you don't follow like the norm or follow mainstream, and people are having opinions about it, or whether this is somebody else doing something out of the ordinary and you're having an opinion about it, like you think this is not how it's supposed to be. I feel like it's the other one. I feel like you're the one trying to get like people's attention, or you're trying to get people's attention. And then I see like they look like pyramids, almost like pyramids, or like really sharp mountains, or pyramids, or diamonds, or even like a Indian community. I don't know why I say that, Indian community, and just go with it, because I can't even point to it, because it's sometimes I just see stuff that is not really there. It looks like a teepee. Is that the same word in English as I'm saying it in Swedish? Teepee. Like those tents, and that's how they're formed. Like I see, that's why I get the pyramid feel, the mountain, sharp mountain, a diamond feel. I know a diamond looks a little bit different, or in my mind how a diamond would look, but I still want to say diamond. And a teepee, like an Indian. Okay, we gathered here in this little Indian tribe, and we're having like a little bit of a ceremony or whatever. So is this initiation time? I don't know, about something, celebrating something. And then we have all those butterflies in the middle. I see all those crystals. I just have to point that out. There's a lot of like crystal diamond, and I'm led to crystalline energy. So we might go from like carbon, I think it's called carbon in English. Excuse me. Carbon, like your makeup in your body, your makeup of what we consist of, like carbon, and then moving that into like a crystalline energy, sort of an upgrade going on there. This is yeah, Sagittarius. It's out of the box. I sort of expect this now, so it's sort of like we can't have it any other way, but still, So a lot of crystals, and then a lot of butterflies. And so the butterfly for me speaks about grand transformation. And then we have children, and I want to read out on the bottom, know that your children are protected. Is this letting go? I don't pick up the energy around letting go too much. So the words I'm going to leave out there. I was drawn to the words here, and therefore I thought of not being drawn to the words on the other card. So this is like you see there's a tiger and the child in this beautiful flower, and to me, like there's strength around this inner child. There's strength and there's bravery in like the child coming out. The child is coming out to play. The child is blooming. It can also be that the child is a late bloomer. The later in life, you're actually revisiting your inner child, like to have that curiosity being brought back into your life, that playfulness, that childlike curiosity. If there's anybody who's having children, you should know that they're protected at this time. And I'm also very connected in with star constellation there. It's not really constellation even, as it is, I just feel like there's one star, there's 4 stars, 1, 2, 3, 4, that has a little bit of a red, like a red violet vibe going on there. And I feel like there's a connection with a star family or star constellation somehow. So let's see what all of this is about. Interesting start. Can we just clarify? Okay, we don't even want to use this deck. No, I can see why. So I don't even want to say letting go. So the first card, can we clarify the first card, please? Crystalline T-piece. I don't know. Clarifying the first card. Base chakra, moving on, and obstacles and challenges. But we're moving past them. So which one first? Obstacles. It's quite telling, like if you're not just listening to this message, if you're watching this, it's quite telling, the image. There's a gap. There's a gap, but for sure you're gonna mind the gap. So there's something about like, okay, so consider the gap, like there's a gap up ahead, or we say like mind the gap if we're gonna get off the train, or but there's an interesting spin, there's an interesting play on words there with mind the gap, to use your mind to get over this gap. Like there's a smart way for you to mend this gap, for you to get over to the other side of this. And there's a lot of healing taking place, and it there's something that is going on here. Like, okay, this is a clarification of this. Just stick with me, people. Like I said, I don't have the full answer in the beginning. I am just sort of translating for what I'm hearing and what I'm getting, and it's more like eventually we're going to figure out what all of this is about. We have so many possible like things going on in this card. There's this getting attention, trying to call out to get some attention, and other people pointing to that, like, what are they doing? And then we have the crystals and the crystalline stuff, the teepees, the mountain, the pyramids even. Grand transformation. There's a lot of things going on there. So I don't know yet what this mind the gap, what the gap is about, but there's something to get over. There's something, and you will, and what I'm seeing in this card is that it runs deep. What I'm getting with this is, okay, there's certain people are set in their ways. they're set in their ways. And Sagittarius, I feel like you're one of them. You're not one of them. You're one of those people who try to, okay, we go from carbon to crystalline. We go from teepee to house. We go from, is that feeling of like an innovator, like a new, we're trying a new path here. You're trying to bring something new into the world, and you're having people like looking at you like, are you a little bit crazy? And there's something about not stepping on anybody's toes, like to respect somebody's culture or respect where somebody's coming from, like understanding somebody's, or like a collective's background even. And to not step on anybody's toes and understand, you know, people want, am I doing a really lousy job to get this across? Like the feeling I have here is, okay, so for instance, if I'm, you know, okay, so it's a personal story here. So just to compare and give you an analogy. So if I were to, okay, I'm not going to use that story. I'm going to use something else. I watched this many years ago. I think it was from the movie What the Bleep Do We Know? If you haven't watched it, it's a really good one. And well, I guess we've come really far even from that movie. What the Bleep Do We Know? Where they took this little energy ball, little molecule, and they showed on camera, like, okay, so we're sending this little energy ball, we're sending it through this thingy, and what happens when nobody's watching is that little thingy, I'm not doing a good job of repeating this, comes out on the other side as two, but they're not two. It's the one energy ball in two places. That is mind-blowing. That just says, because it's an energy molecule, which we are made up of, it says we when we say you can't be in two places at the same time, you might have to reconsider a tiny little bit. And the person who sort of was talking about this project, and I think they even photographed it. Like we're even up to speed with actually being able to capture on camera, taking a picture of this phenomena that we have, this energy ball, this molecule showing up in two places in the actual image, and showing to somebody, and they will see, well, we have two dots here. Well, it's not just two dots, it's actually the same dot in two places. And the person goes, okay. And I think it's funny because the person who's like representing it and sort of the brain behind it, and you know, being so passionate about it, he goes like, and if you don't find that fascinating, I think you're just maybe 5% away from being dead, because that should fascinate you. And it's not that I'm making, like, it's a long story here to get to the point. It's not that if I were to say to you, you can show up into, and you know, it doesn't end there. And it's also interesting. I'm not going to take time on this, but it's also interesting. You know, it happens as soon as nobody's watching, and as somebody just focuses its energy there, it collapses down to one. It's freaking fascinating. Anyway, and you might not have heard of this before, and this might actually be the first time you go, okay, what does that mean? You might not think that I'm lying. It's just like we hear there are UFOs walking around us right now. Okay. I don't know what to do with that information. It's not like I don't believe that. or you don't believe that, and you don't think that people are lying, sharing their experiences about what's happening, and even having evidence of what's happening, like showing you the evidence, but it's like so far beyond. We're taught singularity, right? You're this one person. We're taught this from the very, very early stages. We're taught we're one singular person, and we're taught also that we're alone, and we're even taught that we're alone in the universe, which is just ridiculous, in my opinion. But there's something about you bringing something new to the world. You're like looking for, oh my God. And as I'm now taking up this image, it's like all of a sudden there's this face appearing, this profile, like right here there's a profile. So I see the nose right here, and I see like a mouth. So right in between there's the upper lip, and like and then it's like a whole face, and all of a sudden it's like you're inside of this large head. It's almost like your inner wisdom is calling out to you. Hello, like I'm trying to get your attention. And somebody's pointing it out, like they're trying to get your attention. So fascinating. It's just so many layers going on here. I'm trying to do the best I can with this, but I don't know if I mess it up terribly. If you're just right there with me, or if it doesn't make any sense whatsoever so far. So if I were to like condense it, to just bring it back down, I would say there's history. We have history on the planet Earth. We have culture. We have indigenous people, and we have culture, and we have teepees. Like we have to care about this the history of people. Mainly if there's people feeling like they've never been heard, or they'd never counted for anything. They were just ran over. There's one aspect of it. And then you're coming in and you're trying to bring something new to the world. There are certain people, there's an aspect of this that runs so freaking deep that you're going to mend it and you're going to heal it. There's something about bringing the old ancient wisdom. Like we don't have to, there's first something about respect going on for the old culture. There's something about respect there. There's also something about not counting out just because we're moving forward. You know, it's so fascinating. You know, the further along we get, it feels like the further back. Like, oh my God, somebody brought this information to the earth like in the 1890s. We just find books, you know, what they're already representing this, or like recently I heard something around like the 1920s. Is like we've known this for 100 years, and it feels like it's just coming to our attention. No, it's not. The collective is starting to wake up, yes, but like the information has been here for such a long time. So there's something about bringing the old ancient story, history, combined with the new information. It's running deep, but if anyone can do it, it's you. Like you're bringing a lot of, at the same time as you're sort of bringing, you're blending the old with the new, you're bringing a lot of healing, because it feels like, and at the same time as you were just sort of looking to how can I bring the old with the new together, and you start to dig in this and you start to realize things, and at the same time it's almost like, you know, I love those stories when they come up, numbers with the 3 black women. That's, you know, it seemed like they were the people, they were the front runners of figuring out how to get the first man into space, basically, and having the first computer be, oh, it's a numbers something. It's so freaking good. And it's like, it's just now that those people are getting their voices heard and acknowledged for what they did. It has been like silenced, and it hasn't been. And there's something about this, as you mend this gap, as you mind this gap, there's something about healing and attention and recognition being brought to the old as you're mixing it up with the new. Okay? And then we have moving on. You're literally stepping out from the dark and into the light. You're moving on. Number 6 there speaks about the connection with your inner being. As long as you just continue to check in with yourself, Sagittarius, is what I feel is really important. You have this inner connection. This is so if you can see what I'm seeing, this large face right here with a profile, the silhouette on this side, pointing in that direction, both of the faces, this face and this face, is like you have that inner voice with you at all times. They're calling out to you. So you're calling out to the world, but your inner being is calling out to you, right? So just make sure you continue to have that contact with your inner being at all times, with your higher power, whether that's however you make that connection. Meditation, walks in nature, you can't help but connect with your inner being if you're just really in the moment with whatever it is. You can be in the moment with a flower. You can be in the moment with a baby or a dog, or a really high vibrating, like you can even do that. You don't have to sit in meditation, but there's something about it being important that you keep this connection as you're moving forward. But there's something about, like, okay, so you're not slowing down. People might not understand what you're trying to do in the beginning, or you might not even understand what you're trying to, like, as I'm feeling here, but I think it's more me. I don't really articulate quite clearly, like, what I'm picking up here through words. So maybe that's something you have felt as well. Like, how on earth, literally, do I transform what you're hearing from your inner voice? How do you get that out into the world? If you just keep moving forward and you keep connecting with your inner being, you're gonna be shown the way. And you're building a whole new foundation around this. This is the base chakra. There's something about a new beginning here. It's a new beginning, and you're creating a whole new foundation. It might even be a company, like a foundation, like you're starting a foundation. You're starting a company where this is all going to come from. But it's also like a new foundation. It's almost like, okay, I'm taking this new platform to the world with this new energy from the base chakra. Wow. Why is this child card here? Are you with me, Sagittarius? Did I just screw that up? Okay, deception. Okay, so again, I hear late bloomer. I don't know, Sagittarius, if this was you before, or if it was like Capricorn, but I know that I once before had late bloomer. There's something about you like really understanding I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes, but I find it hard that a 19-year-old would completely understand themselves, because they haven't lived that long of a life just yet. I think you have to be at least like, I shouldn't have said it, I think you know what I mean. You just have to live a little bit of life to get into some sort of wisdom. And it seems like you're a late bloomer. You took your time. You really have taken your time to come into your true colors, if that makes sense. And it's safe for your inner child to come out and play. It's really like the vibe around this is that, okay, whatever you're trying to do here, Sagittarius, it's going to be safe. It's going to be safe as long as you understand, okay, sorry, one thing at a time. As long as you understand, it's like 5 things going at the same time. It's safe to come out and play. It is talking about the inner child coming out and play. Yes, you are a late bloomer. Yes, you're like coming out and shining your shine a little bit later in life. You've taken your time to find your true colors. You're taking your time to find your authentic self. Maybe you're still working on it. I know for sure I am. Every day. There's something about, yes, there's the inner child there, for sure, the inner child there, but it's like, it's with the emphasis on it's safe. It's safe for you to come out and play. It's safe for you to bring this to the world, whatever this is, for this new foundation, this new platform, going from carbon energy to crystalline energy, taking it from blending the freaking Indian teepee with the, I don't know, most highest advanced technological alien. I'm just trying to make up words that like would be like so vastly different, and just blending the two. It's safe to do so. It's safe to do so, and not only is it safe to do so, you're safe. So I don't know if you've had any feelings about, can you be killed for this? Can you be held in, like, it might not be that you like think you're going to be killed for this, but it might be that you think that you might step on somebody's toes. Is it your place to upset the teepee tribe? If there's such a thing as a teepee tribe. Well, it is now. Because here you're going to be recognized. Whatever it is that you're going to, like, what you're going to do, it's going to work. Recognition and reward, you're going to be celebrated for it. And what I'm seeing in the back there is like, it's not going to be a straight path, that's for sure. And I think you already knew that. But Sagittarius, I think that's also part of the exhilaration for you. It's almost like, you know, the hardship, you know how many mending the gaps that you have to do in order to get to the other side of this. And it excites you. It freaking excites you. Okay. And so I see the like up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down in the back there, but it's in the back, and eventually, like, I see a lot of Libra in here. I don't know, it's just a lot of Libra. So maybe if you have a Libra connection somehow, some way, or it's just talking about justice, like justice will prevail, justice will win. And this great sun coming in, like there's just happiness and joy, and like the light, the sun will win. 3 talks about creation, passion, joy, celebration. It hasn't fit more if you tried before. You're going to be rewarded. It's going to come at a price, because people are going to look at you. They are going to envy you. They're going to not, somebody might walk up to you and say, do you know that you can be in 2 places at the same time? And that's only just the beginning. And that person will look at you really like going, okay, and I'm going to go to the grocery store now and get some milk. Is that type, like they might not understand it just yet, as I don't understand that, because I haven't, to my knowledge anyway, experienced that yet. So if this is what you feel, like if you feel the like looks from others, or the you know, sometimes you just feel things from people. I think you know what I mean. They don't have to say it. They don't even have to be in the same room. You can pick up the energy when you start to have an idea. Like you say, like, okay, so you're starting to have an idea, and immediately you know that, okay, this is not going to be easy. Like we're going to change people's minds from, there was a time where we didn't know how to make fire, and the first people making fire going, that's going to end the world. You can't walk around making fires, right? To my knowledge. What do I know? I have no idea. There's something about it, like people watching, looking like, what are they up to? You're safe. And the reason you even asked the question, I don't mean to be sounding arrogant right now and to like pet you on your head, but I'm going to sound like I'm doing that anyway a little bit. The reason why you feel like you need to feel secure and safe, the reason why we have prisons in the world to keep rapists and murderers and, you know, people behind bars so that they cannot, you know, we have this, okay, there's a person on the loose, keep your children at home. We only say that when we still don't understand vibration, right? If you are in a high vibrating state and you know yourself, you know your vibration, you know where you dominantly have your main vibration, you know what you're vibrating with. Is that with murderers and rapists and people wanting to steal your idea, or people wanting to come after you for you wanting to bring this with this together? No. So try as best as you can, Sagittarius, to just eliminate those fears. Like, is this safe to come out and play? Is this going to be a safe path for me? Because probably we heard in the past that those people were killed for having those ideas. They were being killed because they had those ideas. Witches has been burned at the stake for as long as we can remember, or stoned to death, or, you know, whatever. That's happening when you have fear in your body, and when you think they're out to get you. When you start to get into that vibration, yeah, I wouldn't walk outside. But you just need to practice your vibration a little bit more, or not the vibration. You need to practice the understanding of your vibration and how it is that you're attracting what you're attracting, because then it means that you can be at 5 places at the same time, and nobody of those places has to interact with anybody else than people that are in the exact same places you are. There will never again be a threat to you because you're in charge, in power of what you're attracting to you, right? I'm going to continue this reading into the extension. If I have 1 or 2 people coming with me there, I'm happy. If not, I completely understand. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back soon, guys. Take care.